Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nasir Jalaluddin, and you can also call me Nash. I will respond to both of the names. I'm the proprietor as well as the operator of Rumah Tiang 16, a heritage stay at Lenggong, Malaysia's 4th UNESCO site. And I wish to take this opportunity to wish all fellow Malaysian selamat menyambut Hari Kebangsaan yang ke-63. Semoga kita terus merdeka dari segala bentuk penjajahan minda dan juga fizikal, insyaAllah. So Alhamdulillah, thank you so much for tuning in to this recording. And the reason why I actually launched this recording is to announce, as also inform everybody that I'm actually launching this channel called Channel Tiang 16, in the hope to actually record as well as documenting all of our heritage and also traditional traits that we'll be experiencing, that my guests will be exploring during their heritage stay at Rumah Tiang 16. And in the future we hope to actually go beyond area of Lenggong into the other neighboring regions, as well as maybe the entire nations, hopefully, inshallah. So allow me to actually share with you how Rumah Tiang 16 came about. This is actually because I discovered, after I came back to Lenggong, my birthplace, a year ago, that this place actually is truly a gem. It's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's actually been kept under the radar for so long. Bear in mind that our UNESCO site was inscribed, Lenggong actually inscribed as a UNESCO site in 2012. To be exact, that was actually on the 30th of June. And believe me or not, that this is not a mere UNESCO site like any others. This is actually a very special UNESCO site, because this is actually an archaeological UNESCO site. Just to actually put it in perspective, when she was inscribed in 2012, there were about 962 UNESCO sites around the world, and Lenggong representing only about 8% out of these 900 sites as an archaeological UNESCO site. So how rare can that be? So if I'm actually proud myself, if you are not, then I don't know, I think I rest my case. Alright, so why Rumah Tiang 16? This is actually going to be my platform to actually work on PRs, work on communications, work on advertisement, to actually bring in the tourist traffic into Lenggong. And with that arrival, we could actually impart a lot of knowledge that has been kept under the radar for so long. And with that tourist arrival, that will actually spark economic cycle for the locals. So this is actually my main my main objective, to actually really bring the local community into the mainstream of tourism, so that they can actually benefit from the economic gain. Because currently our local community here is actually not aware that we have vast potential to actually benefit from the tourist arrival. So when the tourist arrives, the local will actually react to it, and then they will actually get their return in terms of economic gain. And then at the same time, that indirectly will turn them to become the keeper of this land. Because currently, sadly to sadly to admit as well, that the local community is still quite at the low end about upkeeping this area. They are still littering around. They were still putting in their garbage in the bag and then throw it in the pristine waterways, and actually vandalizing a lot of public properties, as well as the nature, including the cave wall. So this actually need to stop, and then by spurring economy, that they can actually see that tourists is actually their main source of income, that they will actually help to actually preserve this area, to upkeep this land. So that's one of the motivation. The second one, I would like to actually spur an interest to the younger generations of our local community to acquire all of those knowledge that their forefathers actually have. Say for example, learning new skills about traditional crafts. Say for example, weaving mengkuang leaves into mengkuang mat, tikar mengkuang, or processing the sago pulp into sago starch, and then in return you can actually create very nice delicacies such as cendol as well as kueh bakar from sago rumbia. Or they can also learn how to actually make thatch roofs, and then make fish trap, the bubu, things like that. So this actually can be as a source of income for them, when they can actually sell this one as souvenirs to the arriving tourists. So this actually will, in a way, keep the tradition alive, and then the heritage goes on, rather than we have them to actually go to the cities, actually laying a job that actually not really paid very well, and then all the income actually being spent more on paying the utility bills, the rentals, and then whatnot. All right, so actually that's actually the second motivation. And of course the third motivation is to actually really encourage the local to invest in themselves in terms of acquiring knowledge, or commands of foreign languages, especially English. Sadly, also to admit that English is actually quite at the low end here, and whenever we're actually having a lot of international tourists, then we need to actually have the locals to actually guide them. What more better to actually have a local who has a very good insight of the this place to actually become a guide for the visiting foreigners. So that's another one. And then of course the third one, which actually sparked to me only recently with the MCO in place, that I'm actually using Rumah Tiang 16 to promote cultural harmony through what I call a cross-culture stay experience, where we actually encourage our fellow Malaysian brothers and sisters of different ethnicity to actually come and experience how the Malays actually live in their house on stilts, with full of decorative woodworks, and sitting down during meals, clad in their sarongs, eating with their hands, things like that. So that's actually something that I want to actually share with all my fellow brothers and sisters of different ethnicities. So I wish that this would be another thing for me to actually really contribute towards Lenggong as a ecotourism destination, and I hope I will receive support from you, as you have already done so far with me. Thank you so much for that, and please subscribe and also turn on the notification button, so that you'll be receiving a lot of informations when we actually upload any new videos or clips for our heritage conservation work. With that said, I thank you again, and then I wish you Selamat Hari Merdeka again, and then we hope to actually see you in our next feature of video. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Assalamualaikum.